Welcome to Gator Game Day, the 2014 preview show of the Escambia High School Gators.
Escambia has produced the NFL's all-time leading rusher, NFL Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith, along with two-time NCAA champion and starting NFL running back Trent Richardson, top defensive lineman for the Cleveland Browns, Ataba Rubin, and tag team superstars from the WWE wrestlers Josh and John Fatu, Jimmy and Jay Uso, the Uso brothers. Not to mention superstar Joe Anoa'i, also of the WWE, also known as Roman Reigns. Escambia High School is located in Pensacola, Florida, home of Hall of Famer Derrick Brooks and Olympic gold medal winner Justin Gatlin. Don't forget about boxing champion Roy Jones Jr. and the current home to Heisman Trophy winner Charlie Ward. Pensacola is also home to 13 players on active NFL rosters.
This is Gator Game Day in beautiful Pensacola, Florida. I'm joined today with my colleagues and friend Joseph Gaddy, Dante Shepard, and Savon Morris, the little brother of Alfred Morris, the running back for the Washington Redskins. How's it going, guys?
We're doing great, Coach. How about yourself?
I'm doing good today. It's a little muggy.
Ah, man, it's a little hot.
It's a little hot.
Exactly.
It's a little hot. We're looking forward to the season. What are you guys looking forward to seeing this coming season?
Now, I'm excited about the Gators defense, guys, who had a very tough season last year. Although their offense was dynamic, the defense was a little bit inconsistent. But the defensive coordinator, TJ Williams, seems to be very excited about what's coming up this year. The coaching staff believes that if he could come through in Jarrell Butler, the 6'3", 300-pound defensive tackle, they believe that they could be pretty good. Now, they have 3 returning starters, guys, who are 3-year starters. And those are DeMarcus McKenzie, who led the area in their team in tackling, if I'm correct. And then they also have Jamal Bynum, linebacker, defensive end, a D1 prospect now, who actually is a 3-year starter also. And nobody can forget about the albino badger.
The albino badger.
The albino badger.
He makes plays.
Logan Walden.
He gets tall.
The guy is small, but he's full of dynamite.
He has the worst tan of anybody on the defense.
Hey, you can call it whatever you want. But I believe in playmaking. Being a secondary coach in my time, I tell you, I believe that guy could be special. Now, you say all of that, and they had some extra additions in the offseason. They got a linebacker by the name of James Ellis, who the defensive coordinator believes is very special. And then Tariq Miller.
Tariq Miller, that's the big secondary guy.
6 foot, 200 pounds, 4'5", 40, D1 prospect. And I just heard he got an offer from Louisiana, Lafayette Raging Cajun. And you know they recruit our area very, very hard in Pensacola, Florida. So I'm looking forward to seeing what their defense can do against their opponents this year. If they have a good year, the Gators can be special.
What I'm excited about seeing is that Gator offense again this year. They were able to rush for over 5,000 yards last season. They led the entire nation in rushing through 10 games. They were absolutely dynamic. While they were replacing a lot of key parts in their offensive line and running back Denike Hollowell, who led the entire state in rushing with over 2,400 yards and broke the records of Emmitt Smith and Trent Richardson, I think that they can do it with the help of second-year quarterback who's really an all-world athlete, Gerald Bright. He's coming into the second year with this offense, and I do believe that he can take the reins of this and just run with it, no pun intended. Joining him in that backfield is the electric Jabir Fry. He is absolutely lightning on the field. No one can catch him. You know, they are looking to replace Denike Hollowell, who led the state in rushing, broke Emmitt and Trent's record here at Escambia.
In Trent's record?
Over 2,400 yards on the season. That guy, he was really something special. But they have some new guys, some fresh faces in Jabri Brown and James Mayberry. They're looking to really fill in that spot and that fullback spot and that potent triple option offense.
A lot of people don't understand the special teams are this cornerstone for offense and just special teams period. When you have a kicker, the top kicker in the nation,
Emilio Maldonado.
yes.
Maldonado.
When you have 80% touchbacks, that's pretty darn good for a high school student. When you have that kicker, it doesn't matter if you want touchbacks, you want a 50-yard kickoff, just like Savannah Hurd my senior year. So I mean, special teams is pretty good. With Jabir Fry, And you say he runs a
He's special now.
4.4 speed.
He's pretty special.
You want speed on the football field at any chance you want. Like, if I was the coach, I'll put Jarrell right at kickoff return 2. You want speed.
That's a good idea.
You want speed on the field at any way possible.
Well, what about Joey Everett? I hear he's a new addition that is an absolute blazer.
Now, Jabir Fry's fast.
Right.
Gerald Bright is fast.
Right.
But Joey Everett is flash.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Lightning fast.
Lightning fast.
Blew up the
Faster
Spark
than
Combine.
Way
Faster
faster.
than Lucas
He's faster
Way
than
faster.
Lucas
Not even
Pureford.
close.
Serious.
Not
Faster
even
than
close.
Lucas Pureford. Now, Lucas Pureford had great 40-yard speed, but this guy, we believe, according to his track coach, that he'll run on a 10.5 starting next year.
Well, in an effort to improve, the Gators hit the weight room in the offseason, and I heard that Jessica Canales found out that there was a beast on the campus. Wow. Jessica, did you meet a young man this summer that was a beast in the brand new Ultra Gator for the Escambia Gators?
That's right, Coach. I had the opportunity to sit down with James Mayberry on being the first Ultra Gator.
Can't stop, won't stop. Where the brakes at? I give him that ditty bop.
Hey, buddy, what's wrong?
Nothing, I'm just sad.
How come it's sad?
100 years ago.
What makes you think the Gators are moving? Well, they do have a U-Haul. Well, that's because they've teamed up with U-Haul to take the show on the road. It's going to be exciting. East Pensacola, Pensacola Tigers, Perdido, Brent, and Myrtle Grove. They're going to be practicing at all the parks. Aren't you excited about that? So the Gators aren't moving. We're just taking the show on the road. I hope to see you there. Go Gators.
Whoopee!
On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again.
Way 215. and can bench 370, squat 515, clean 315, and still you can run a 4.65 40. How is that possible?
Hard work and dedication, and God bless me to do everything that I can.
How does it feel to be the first Ultra Gator of the Spears era?
It's a great feeling because I came in and they told me about it and I just wanted to break the record and I did. I set my goal and I achieved it.
All right. Now you also sustained a lower body injury 2 years ago. How are you able to recover so quickly?
When I first heard about it, it was devastating. I couldn't know if I could play or lift. But when I came here, I looked at everybody and they were lifting, so I feel like I had to do the same thing. I just wanted to push myself.
You competed in the state weightlifting meet last year. How did that help prepare you for football this year?
Competition. That's the main thing. Because when I came down there, it was nothing but competition. Somebody could be stronger than me. Somebody could do something more than me. So.
Take us through a typical Gator workout.
Well, today we started with front squats, back squats, RDLs, and good morning. And in between, there's no rest. So you have to push yourself.
What's it like working out with your teammates?
It's really fun and it pushes us because we compete every rep, every set.
Let's go, Marshall. On your feet. Come on, come on. Let's go. We're back here at Emmitt Smith Field with the greatest band in the land. Guys, later we're going to be picking some of the hot games in Alabama. Well, our band, The Pride, went to Hoover, Alabama in Birmingham and swept everything. Won superior in every single category. Wow. They dressed down there in their summer gear. We the best of the best, in case y'all didn't know.
Oh, we know.
All right.
We know.
Now
I hear my numbers.
Okay, then we got our same colleagues here in our same panel. We got my man, Mr. Morris over here. And, of course, we got Mr. Gaddy, Shepard. And we got the albino badger. Can y'all make some noise for the albino badger? What we're going to do, guys, we're going to pick some local games, okay? We're going to find out what you think are going to be the key matchups in the area. So first we're going to start with Logan. Logan's a senior going into his senior year. The albino badger, first team all-district last year. And he also won the award for tallest football player on the team. That's not true. Yes, all right, here we go. Now, Tate is playing against Washington, okay? Now, Tate was 8-3 last year. Washington was 3-7, but Washington has a brand new coach. Heisman Trophy winner Charlie Ward played at Florida State, played 12 years in the NBA. Obviously, he's a winner. And then Ronnie Douglas done a great job at Tate. I know you got friends at both schools. Who do you think gonna win this matchup this year, Tate versus Washington?
Well, I think Coach Ward's definitely going to turn the program around, but Tate just has too much talent.
Okay.
Way too much talent. I think Tate's going to pull it out.
All right, you going with Tate. Who you got?
I feel like Tate, it just, Ronnie Douglas really has the program turned around, and I believe with Sawyer Smith, who is committed to the University of Alabama, which I got to say, Roll Tide. Trent Richardson, of course, went here at Scampia High School. I'm going with Tate. Aggies, coach. Okay,
we got 2 for Tate. Give it to me.
I'm about to be the devil advocate. I'm going to go with Washington. I'm liking what Charlie Ward is doing with his new team, and I want them to be special. I want them to be the underdog, and I got Washington.
So you're going for the upset?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got Washington over Tate?
Yes, sir.
All right, who you got?
As a die-hard Seminole fan since I was this tall, I cannot pick against Charlie Ward. Washington Wildcats all day.
Okay, so we got 2-2. All right, pretty even. Next up, we got Pine Forest High School. I don't know if you ever heard of that high school before. Pine Forest High School. If you don't know, he played at Pine Forest. His brother, Alfred Morris, played at Pine Forest and is now the running back for the Washington Redskins. As a rookie, was the second leading rusher in the entire NFL. It's a lot of athletes in Pensacola.
Yeah,
I hope my son can drink some of that water they can drink.
You got a long way to go on that.
You right about
that. I've drunk that water for a long time and I ain't get it. The water ain't what it is. It's genetics.
It's genetics, okay. We got Pine Forest versus PHS, okay? This is a storied rivalry. Last year the game came down to 1 point. Pine Forest won 21-20. Upset. Who do you got in this game, Coach?
I think Coach Bennett has done a fantastic job. Nothing against Coach Pollard, but I believe that over here in West Pensacola, this side of town, they've got the best athletes, so I know that PHS is going to pull that one off.
So you're going with the west side?
West side?
The best side. Give it to us.
Red, white, and blue. Simple as that. Go Pine Forest. Pine Forest is going to win, and they're going to do a big job this year. They ain't going to be no 21-20. I believe it's going to be a 34-7 game.
Somebody going with their heart on now. Somebody going with their heart. Who you got?
Now, I want to give you guys just a little history. Back in 1997, the Pine Forest Eagles had one of their worst years. Before they had had a guy named Brian Fisher.
The truth.
The truth.
He was about Logan height.
Yeah, he was about 5'8", 160 pounds. And after that year, the sophomore year, they came to the Escambia Gators on homecoming night and beat the Escambia Gators. And then the next 2 years, they won 20-something odd games and a state championship. I'm not saying they're going to win a state championship because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. But I do want to say that they don't usually have a bad season after a bad season. Coach Jerry Paulus coached a lot of football. They'll probably win that game. So I'm going to Pine Forest Eagles, baby, to beat the PHS Tigers.
Right, you got PHS, you got Pine Forest, you got Pine Forest. Who you got, Logan?
Coach, I got to go PHS on this one. Just way too much talent again at PHS.
It's just this side of town, huh?
It's this side of town.
West side, Pensacola, you know.
So we got 2-2 again.
Hey,
2-2 again.
Okay. All right, next up we got the district runner-up, Milton High School, versus the district champion, Pace High School. Two programs over there on the other side, not in this county, Santa Rosa County, doing their thing, got great guys coming back. Quade Weimerskirch is a beast and a half. All right, we're going to start right here in the middle. Who you got in this game, Milton versus Pace?
I'm going to go with Pace. I have a ton of respect for Pace and what they did last season. When you have a running back like that, I'm going to call him Toby Garrett because he was a beast. I watched film on him, and it was incredible. And I'm going with Pace because they always have been a great team.
Okay, you got Pace and Mickey Lindsay doing a great job over there, have been for years. Who you got, Coach?
I'm going to tell you like this. When it comes to rivalries, it doesn't matter about the big-time player. It all matters what happens on that night. And as you can see, last year, Pace was winning. Pace had a chance to win the championship, the district championship, which they still closed out. But Milton came into Pace and knocked Pace off to get themselves an opportunity to go to the playoffs, and it actually set the Escambia Gators back because of that. So again, I believe that Coach Marsh will find a way to up Coach Lindsay one more time. And I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm going with the Milton Panthers. They have a Panther that kind of roars every time they score.
That's true. That's true. I heard it last year, unfortunately. So you got Pace, you got Milton. Who you got?
Coach, like Coach Shepard said, it's a rivalry game, so it's going to be real close, but I think Quade's going to be way too much for him. I don't think
he'll beast that. Oh, he's a beast.
He's a monster.
You know? Yeah, he's a monster. So he got Pace. Who you got?
I think this is the only one we're not going to split on here. I have to go with the Pace Patriots. Coach Lindsay has been doing it for too many years. He knows how to win football games, and he's going to feed the Weimerskirch. Fear the fro. Weimerskirch is going to do his thing. He'll probably rush for 400 yards in that game.
It's very simple, huh? Just hand it to him.
Hand it to him.
We had a guy like that named Emmitt Smith.
It's handed to him.
They just handed it to him.
Very similar offense. Coach Lindsay was here when Emmitt was here.
That's true.
Maybe.
Can I go back?
No, you can't go back. You got 3 for Pace, but if they win, you're going to be the one looking good.
Yeah, hey, and I'm always looking good.
Okay. Lies. Just kidding. All right, we're going back. This is the best 2 teams in the area. West Florida Jaguars versus Pensacola Catholic Crusaders. We were at that game last year. Electric atmosphere in the playoff. Standing room only. Came down to a goal line stance to win the game. Phenomenal athletes on both sides of the ball. Great coaching. Who are you picking this year in this district matchup in 5A? Last year they were ranked 1 and 2 in the state for almost the entire season. Who do you got? We're gonna start over here, Logan. You know young men and players, your friends on both teams. You grew up with those guys.
Yes, sir.
Who you picking? Don't pick you with your heart now. Who do you think gonna win, West Florida versus Catholic?
It's gonna be a huge game. The whole city's gonna come out to it, but the simple fact is West Florida lost a lot of seniors this year, and the Catholic's got one of the best receiving corps in the state. So I think Catholic's going to pull it out.
So you're going with the Catholic Crusaders. Green and gold.
Yes, sir.
Give it to me.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, the Crusaders are loaded this year at wide receiver. And they have a guy named Daniel Bird who's going to actually play on both sides of the ball. He's going to be a cornerback standing about 6'1", and then they have a wide receiver who's about 6'6". And I tell you, West Florida didn't have an answer.
I was there.
They had a D1 prospect last year. They didn't have an answer last year, and they don't have an answer this year. With Zeke at the quarterback position, I just believe that they can pull it off. So I'm going with the Crusaders, baby.
Wow. Who you got? We got 2 for the Crusaders now. Here we go.
It's the saying defense wins championships, and West Florida defense hasn't shown me anything. I was at the Catholic game. They had a big defensive end who went to Missouri, but he still didn't show me anything. But when Catholic has a guy named Simon Smiley, you look out for him. He's only a junior, and he's already have letters from a lot of schools. I have Catholic winning it, and I have Catholic going to state.
Catholic going to state?
Oh, man. Man, that's special.
When you look at their offense and what they bring on offense since the days with Marquis Subler and Sean White, they was something special, and I believe Catholic's going to
Okay, just to interrupt for a moment, we just want to say that the Catholic Crusaders want to put our condolences to the coaching staff. You know that they lost one of their coaches, Coach Cruz, over the summer, and we just want to say that that should be something that would ignite their fire to want to win for Coach Cruz. So rest in peace, Coach Cruz, and out to Coach Cyber in the Catholic family.
Yes, sir. We pray for you guys. I sent Coach Cyber the text during that time, and that's a great point, Coach. And that might be their rallying cry. Yeah. You gonna break this thing up, or you gonna go with everybody else?
I mean, it's hard to bet against a team that's rallying like that, but I got to go with the West Florida Jaguars. Coach Harry Lees and that coaching staff, they do a phenomenal job. They turned around that program from a program that was just an absolute disarray, hadn't won a game in forever. They're on a hot streak right now. You can't bet against them. I was lucky enough to spend some time with that coaching staff recently, and I really think that they have ignited the West Florida Jaguars, and they're going to roll through the Catholic Crusaders right into the playoffs.
All right, now we split on everything except for Catholic West Florida and Milton Pace. You pick Milton, everybody else pick Pace. You pick West Florida, everybody else pick Catholic. I can't wait till the season starts so we can get this thing going and find out about these big matchups. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Gator Game Day here at Emmitt Smith Field, the 2014 edition of the Escambia High School Football Preview Show. So excited about what's going on right here in Myrtle Grove, Pensacola, Florida. We're going to talk a little bit about the offseason and what went on for the Escambia Gators. It started in December with fundraising and workouts, went on into January, and then Savon in February, the Gators had an exciting recruiting class.
Signing day for high school students are big. The hard work and dedication they put in every single day, from the summer workouts to the fall workouts, from 2 days to 3 days. And the feeling to sign to go on the next level is big for any high school student. And Escambia Gators had 18 signees, which is the history, the record for the history of the school. And I'm looking forward to how many students they sign next year.
Well, from what I hear about the Gators, that they don't just start the recruiting process in February. They begin to start the recruiting process for their upcoming juniors even once the season's over. And what they have is a college recruiting coordinator who talks and converses with college coaches, and he takes care of all of that information. So what he does is he sends out profiles, stats, and film to about 100 coaches and staffs and different 100, just so they can make sure for each kid who's already considered an actual prospect.
That's right, that's right. In this offseason, the Gators visited 15 different high schools and colleges with one purpose in mind. And what I liked about what they did was they would go into the institution and say, show us how you fundraise. Show us how you lift weights. Show us how you do study hall.
Constantly learning.
Right, constantly learning. Visited Auburn University, big schools, Tennessee, University of Florida, UAB, and then smaller schools like Faulkner, Alabama State, Huntington, not to mention high schools like Prattville High School.
Well, one thing that the coach told me is that I believe that you can learn from every level. A lot of people get caught up in just seeing Auburn University. Well, that's an incredible university. But the one thing that you can do is that you can learn from the smaller university also. A coach is a coach. Football is football on every level.
One thing that Scammy Gators do that I think is absolutely awesome is a youth clinic for coaches. This youth clinic gives the young coaches an opportunity to come in and watch practice and go through every drill and sit down and talk X's and O's with the high school coaches. The youth clinic is held in the month of May during spring football season and always has a great turnout.
Now, summer workouts is a huge process for the Gators where it's just one coach and the staff, but they mix it up between all of their coaches where they separate half of the players in the weight room where they're going to get strengthening, power, and weightlifting training, and then they take their other group and they put them in the gymnasium where they begin to do flexibility training. Now, this, you would not believe this, but the Gators go through yoga. Yes, yoga, because they believe that flexibility is going to help their speed. They also work on abs and core development, footwork, and things of that nature, and then they bring it all together when they go outside to work on their speed training. Speed training where they concentrate on running hills at the T. Rich Hill. Yes, that is the great one, Trent Richardson's hill down in Emmett Smith Field. They believe if you put all three of those aspects together, they're able to make great players and great athletes, and it works out for them.
One thing I love about the Gators is Ataba Rubin, Cleveland Browns, came back on campus, gave money back to the school. Emmett Smith, big time, superstar, came back, gave money to the school. And then Trent Richardson, he comes back all the time. You're talking about unity. These guys are always good. It's a family.
Don't just name the guys in the NFL, because what about the Uso brothers?
The Uso brothers!
Yeah.
They came back. They came back. Okay, and then DDT me. But Trent every year does a weightlifting meet. Tell us a little bit about that.
The weightlifting meet is, everybody knows Trent is a powerhouse, benching over 400 pounds since he was a baby.
I thought Alabama got him that strong.
No, he was strong.
I think that's God-given. Like Booby Miles.
Yeah.
All he had to do was show up.
Now, you can say that's God-given. Now, we've worked with players, but Coach Cochran at Alabama, he is an animal. And if you're going to do one thing, he's going to actually maximize your potential. And that's what he did with Trent. But again, about the Trent Invitational,
Trent Richardson holds invitation here every year. It's a weightlifting invitation. Everybody knows Trent Richardson is a beast in the weight room. Started from here, from Murder Grove, from Escambia to Alabama. And Escambia Gators prevailed in this invitational for the second year in a row. And I'm looking forward to the Escambia Gators putting their time in the weight room and transitioning into the oncoming field.
That's amazing. Now, this is what I heard. I heard that they do all those things, and like most high school teams, many of the players come from single-parent homes. And I heard their mothers got an opportunity to go through the same stuff.
The Escambia staff hosted a women's clinic this offseason where they brought in mothers and women from the community for a free clinic to teach them football and the ins and outs of the Gator program. The Gator program does things a little differently from what I understand, so it was good to give them a view of what they do and how they do it. They had a great turnout. They actually put the women through the Super Gator test, their benchmark testing that they do for their players, and the women actually performed better than some of the players had. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
No, it's not good. I seen the parents excited when they dropped their kids off at Swamp Night because they didn't have to babysit them.
That's right. Free night.
Right, what is Swamp Night about?
Savon, tell us a little bit about Swamp Night.
What better way to bring your team together than Swamp Night, which is a lock-in for the students to come in and stay overnight in the gym and to play football, oozeball, and every kind of ball you can think of. Bringing your team together is a big commodity, a high commodity for coaches to bring the team together to transition on to oncoming field.
Tell us what happened with this Swamp Fest.
The Swamp Fest is something that it's absolutely incredible. It gives the coaches an opportunity to evaluate their players before they get into spring football. You can see the level of intensity, where they are, what they're doing, how that hard work in the offseason has paid off. It's equivalent to a college's mat drills. They come in, they're 7 o'clock in the morning. As soon as that whistle blows, they are full tilt for an hour, nonstop, just giving it all they got, showing their coaches that, hey, I want to be here and I want to be a part of something
Now,
special.
they definitely was giving all they got. And I seen on the YouTube channel of Escambia Football that they had a Swamp Fest videos like The Grind or something of that nature.
That's right.
And man, was those kids getting after it, Cole.
Well, it sounds to me with an off-season like this that the Gators have a bright future, Crystal.
That's right, Coach. When we come back, we'll be speaking with the Gators quarterback about their bright future. quarterback, Gerald Bright. Gerald, I heard in the spring you led your offensive line to a victory over the Lincoln Trojans. And we know that the Lincoln Trojans has a top program in the state. How were y'all able to beat them?
Well, our success was based on our offensive line. You know, they were very young, but they stepped up, you know, to be some big boys, and I thank our defense for helping us out.
Okay, Gerald, well, no one knew you when you came into high school. But do you know what your stats are?
Yes, and I like to give all that credit to my last year offensive line and my coaching staff for coaching me up to be a successful player.
But 1,500 yards, Gerald?
I know, 15, 38, 18 rushing touchdowns, 3 receiving. You know, I was just blessed to have a successful season. I'm happy that I'm all-state, all-area, and all-district.
So tell me about the recruiting process. I've heard you have 15 offers. So who's your top 3?
To be honest with you, I'm pretty open-minded. You know, each school is a great school. They all have my what I want to major in, which is sports medicine, so I'm not pretty sure yet.
Gerald, all this hype around the program. I mean, I see y'all on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But I mean, y'all haven't even won a district championship or even made it to the playoffs. How is this planning to change this year?
Well, you know, for a time, there are changing, and we're going to make things happen this year, guaranteed. We got transfers coming in to help us out. We're working hard in the weight room, in our sprints, and we're going to succeed this year.
Well, guys, it seems like the Gators' future is bright.
And coming back after the break, we're going to have our celebrity guest picker. He's played at Auburn University, so did his little brother. He's coached in the area, played high school football in the area, knows football, and likes to talk about it. He's going to be our celebrity picker. He now owns his own business. It's called Autry's Goal Line, athletic field paint and logo stencils. After the break.
They ain't even know we was out here. They gon' find out what we bout here. 'Cause every day we turn up, yeah. Lights out, sun up. And now they know. Say now they know. 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 I'm done with hiding, we won't be denied no more. Now they know. Always so watch out. Y'all better check my resume. No nonsense. Let's just call that. I'm so RMG. Light of the world when you look at me. Perfecting my king like you made me. Never cage me like Cujo. I'm off the lead. You gon' find a booth, it don't matter who you asking. Like a dungeon dragon. Boom, boom, boom. Hit a bass, we blast it. All up in your face, and I shame for the masses. Whoa! I heard they needed to know. My whole crew spitting truth. Yeah, you needed it though. Hold up. Can't keep it close. That's cool. It be cold like the heat was low. Hold up. Yeah, this is it. Your time, baby. Get up and show them you with us. What burn at the core like when you doing sit-ups. Unashamed. That's the message that we give them. I lived it. To the day that I'm finished. Copy what he did and I'm still authentic. Winning. Each time I sit it. Put it in the air. Let me know that you with it like man. Hold up, unashamed with my gang, I told you. My aim, no pain, no soap, bro. In pain, my game, his hope, cuz, come on. U-N-A-S-H-A-M-E-D, we be going in. Recognize a real squad when you see mine. Don't it seem odd that we live like the priest God? Press pause on the raw explicit. Unashamed of the truth, but unafraid. They living still afraid of the living, though I see my dog guys. One of those guys acting like nobody know God like I do. Speak my peace, keep my peace, so I ain't gotta keep my peace. Peace, flick thick like a chain, try to take a leg about it. We ain't unashamed just because we rap about it, nah. We unashamed cause we live it. I'm throwing out the real, so they probably catch your feelings. Give it away now. Nah, that ain't it. I don't feel until I hear them holler. Yes. They ain't even know we was out here. They gon' find out.
Welcome back to Gator Game Day, the 2014 preview show of the Escambia Gators. We're here with our celebrity guest picker, Coach Rhett Autry. Coach, how's it going?
Going great, Coach. Appreciate you having me on the show today.
Okay, now you went to Auburn, played football at Auburn. Your brother played football there. Tell me this. As a guy who played there, War Eagle all day, every day, how did it feel to see those guys in the national championship last year when nobody picked them?
I tell you what, it was special because the previous year, they lost every SEC game. You know, nobody expected it. They come a long way, you know, defied the odds.
So those celebrity guys that pick, they don't always get it right.
Oh, no.
Okay, we're going to find out if we can get it right. Now, what we could do is we could pick all the games where Florida teams play teams from other states. but we're Florida, so we're going to pick all the Florida teams. But it's some great matchups like Niceville versus Clay, St. Thomas, Don Bosco plays Lowndes County, Manatee plays Ware County from Georgia, Lincoln plays Camden, Miami Central plays Hoover. Great games, but of course, we would pick the Florida team.
I sure hope that we go undefeated.
I hope we go undefeated, go Florida all the way. What we are going to do, though, we're going to pick some key matchups in our state. But first, I want to know if you could go to a bordering state and watch a game on Friday night, Shep, who would you want to see?
Now, I'm going to tell you, I like Alabama football, and sometimes I go over the bridge, and I'll go watch a little Alabama football in Mobile area. But there's two teams that really get me. They're only about 10 minutes apart, and man, have they been in a couple state championships over the past years, and that's Daphne and Spanish Fort.
Great matchup.
Man.
Okay,
big rivalry.
Big rivalry. Who will win that game?
I'm going with Daphne, Coach. I believe that they'll pull it out, Coach. A heated rivalry.
Now, Red, you got the great Gold Line Paint Supply Company where y'all get things done. Who would get things done across the border if you can watch any game?
I tell you what, I was born in Montgomery, Alabama. Went to school in Auburn, so I really admire the program of Prattville High School and Auburn High School, so I'd have to go with that game.
Okay, then who will win that game? Prattville, storied program. Coach Clark got that thing turned around. They're still rolling. I spent time with Coach Bam this summer talking to him about how they do it at Prattville. Tell me this, who will win that game, Prattville versus Auburn?
I tell you what, Coach Tim Carter and I go way back. Coach Clay McCall, he's the athletic director. This year I'd have to go with Auburn High School.
Auburn High School.
Auburn High School.
He Auburn all the way.
Auburn all the way. Orange and blue.
No, it wouldn't be Auburn every year, but this year it's going to go with Auburn.
So you got to go Auburn. So you're a fair man.
That's fair man.
This year it is what it is.
Who would you want to watch? You can watch anybody across the border.
Well, I drive a little ways. I would actually like to go to the state of Georgia and watch Camden County play Colquitt.
Oh, Russ Prost versus the new coach at Kevin, the second year, Welton Coffee.
That's right.
Two big-time programs in Georgia.
Right.
Who will win that matchup?
I would have to say that now nothing against Coach Prost. I know he's done a fantastic job when he was at Hoover, and now he's here at Colquitt. But my heart has to go with Camden County.
Wow.
I believe the Wildcats will pull it off. They run the ball so effectively with that Delaware wing tee, you cannot stop it.
All right, now we're going to focus on matchups in our state. Okay?
Man,
now, don't go with your heart. Don't go with your buddy that you know works at that school. Tell me who you think gonna win. God be Lincoln. Give it to me.
You know, I believe that's a lot of D1 talent on the field at the same time. And Lincoln has a receiver named John Burt.
Yes, sir.
Who's pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Came down here, played pretty well against the Skimby Gators. Gators were able to come out with the victory in the spring, but it was only spring.
He got invited to the opening.
Yeah, he got invited to the opening.
You don't get invited to the open unless
So
you're
he's a
real
pretty
deal.
good football player.
Get open.
Now, Garby, of course, always has some great players, but they lost their head coach this year. Wow. And I believe that a head coach makes a big difference.
Coach Ronnie Cottrell.
Hey, and he's a good one.
That's right.
A real good one. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going with Coach Yusuf and the Lincoln Trojans.
Okay, he got the Trojans. Who you got? Garby Lincoln.
I tell you what, Coach Cottrell recruited me out of high school when he was at University of Alabama.
Okay.
I've been down there in the program when he was there. And in my opinion, he's got a strong foundation set up there. And I believe Garby's going to pull it out this year.
Oh,
so they're going to continue doing what he was doing.
That's
They
right.
won't miss a beat.
He left the program in good hands.
Okay, all right. Who you got? Lincoln, Garby. He got Lincoln. He got Garby. Who you got?
I got to go with the Godby Cougars. I was able to play against them. They were in my district when I was in high school at Swanee High School. They are a tough team, always have been, always will be. Cougars.
Okay, then. All right, our next matchup, we're going to Jacksonville region of the state.
Ooh,
we got Bowles versus American Heritage. Now, American Heritage beat the brakes off everybody last year. We're going to start right here. We're going to start right here. American Heritage Bowles. Who you got? Corky Wanderers now. The last time they lost a game, I think Jesus was a junior at Bethlehem High.
Whoa. Well, now, you said don't go with your heart, but I have to. The Bowles Bulldogs beat me in my last game in high school, so I can't pick them. I'm going American Heritage.
Okay, you got American Heritage. Who you got? Bowles, American Heritage.
What did you say Coach Corky Rogers was?
Corky Rogers, he's at Bowles.
Bowles, then. I've heard a lot of good things about that.
Oh, he can coach now. He can coach in his sleep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who you got?
Now,
You got American Heritage, we got Bowles.
They can go American Heritage Bowles. I'm telling you, I had an opportunity to see Bowles in the past couple years because they came over and played Catholic High School.
Okay.
Catholic High School would go to them. And for some apparent reason, Catholic High School got stopped in their dead tracks every time they ran up against Bowls. So American Heritage may be good, but I'm going with the Bowls, baby.
Okay, then, okay. Now we're going to go a little small school action down by the Gainesville area. 1A action. Big time ball in 1A.
That's right.
We got Trenton High School. Trenton did real good last year.
They won the state championship.
Won the state championship against Dixie. We're going to start right here, Coach. Trenton and Dixie. Trenton is returning state champions going against Dixie High School, who made it to the Final Four.
That's right.
Semifinals.
That's Dixie County High School, right?
That's right.
I'm going with Dixie County all day long.
Okay, Dixie, who you got?
Man, I got to go with Dixie. I'm with Coach on that. I believe Dixie had a defensive back last year who was pretty good.
Big time.
And I just tell you, I believe that if they had one, they had another.
I got you. Give it to me. Trenton, Dixie.
Now, Logic says I should go with Trenton, but I spoke with Coach Richardson, their offensive coordinator, a few weeks ago, and he says that they are absolutely loaded and ready to go for a return run. I think they're going to get over that Trenton hump this year.
Didn't they play last year?
They did. They played in the Final Four. They played in the regular season. They beat them in the regular season, lost in the Final Four.
Wow.
I think Dixie's going to be a team that's hungry, and they're going to get them.
Okay, now we got Trinity and Chaminade Catholic. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When I want to hire the defense back there to scare me to play well, I show them a Trenton film. When I want a linebacker to hit well, I show them a Trenton film. Now, Chaminade Catholic got a lot of talent. So who you guys going? We're going to start right here, Coach. Chaminade Catholic, these are bigger schools. Trenton.
My goodness.
I tell you what, I'm going to go with Trinity on that one.
Trinity, out of Jacksonville. Trinity.
Yes, sir.
All right, give it to me.
Man, Coach, this is one of the most difficult picks ever. If you want to see D1 talent on the field at the same time, this might be the most D1 talent you will ever see.
More than Tallahassee Gabby versus Lincoln?
More than Tallahassee. If I'm correct, Chaminade Catholic has over 20 players with D1 offers
right now. Is that a lot?
They just had a wide receiver that committed to Wake Forest, Coach.
Wow.
Got another offensive lineman, just a junior, 2016. Coach, I don't want to have to go down the line, but I'm going to tell you what. Chaminade Catholic won a state championship, and they seem to have a chip on their shoulder to show bigger schools that their little 2A private school will actually beat the other schools.
How many D1 players on one team?
20.
That's illegal.
20 plus. I'll tell you like this, Coach. I'm going with Chaminade Catholic.
Chaminade Catholic. You got Trinity, Chaminade.
Trinity wipes the floor with them. Them DBs will knock your head smooth off your body.
Wow.
Done. Trinity.
Okay, next up we got Apopka. My man Rick Darlington doing great things down there. Apopka versus West Orange. West Orange, a huge school. Apopka played on ESPN last year. Blew out. Every team they played, they beat by a great margin. Who you got in this game, Coach Shepard?
Coach, I'm gonna tell you, man, Apopka really excites me. You know, I'm going with them not only because they run the football very well. They've done it for a long time. Because they have the smoothest smoke uniforms that I've ever seen. I'm telling you, I heard the Gators might get some smoke uniforms in the near future. And those things are incredible. So I'm going with Apopka because of the tradition, but above all because of the uniforms. I think if you look good,
play
good.
I like that. Absolutely. Apopka, West Orange.
I tell you what, I was down in the area a few weeks ago, and I may be mistaken here, but I got to go with Apopka, and I'm going to tell you why. Apopka has natural grass, and West Orange has artificial turf.
Hey!
Coming from the turf
Coming
guy.
from the guy.
Hey, he knows about grass.
That's right. Give it to me.
We're going to clean sweep this here. I have to go with Apopka. They run the ball too well as an offensive line coach. I know if you run the ball, you're going to win the football game. Apopka.
Okay, I'm going with a triple not so fast, my friend. Since they all picked Apopka, I'm going with West Orange. Coach Darlington, I love you, but I also love the underdog.
Your phone ringing right now, Coach Darlington calling.
Then we got the Muck, baby. It's going down. Pahokee versus Glade Central. Now, I hate to bring back bad memories, but your high school in 1999 was winning the state championship game. Glade Central band showed up at halftime, and the entire game changed. Pahokee, Glade Central. Who you got, Coach?
I got Pahokee.
Pahokee in the Muck.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
Blue Devils.
Coach, I think I'm going to go with Glade Central. Being last year, I know they keep plenty of talent. And as you seen in the FSU game, they had a guy named Kelvin Benjamin. I had an opportunity to see him when I was working with the 7-on-7 team a couple years before then. 6'6", 230. I heard they got a couple guys who can run fast just like them. They chase rabbits.
That's right. For the fun of it.
Yeah, for the fun.
Pahokee, Glade Central, the Muck Bowl.
You can't go against Glade Central. You said it. They beat us down. You got to go with Glades all day.
Okay, then. Great picks. Great picks. We almost finished here. Booker T. Washington.
National champ.
National champ. BTW. One state in track and football. Their coach just left to take assistant job at Miami. His son, Coach Harris, is not a head football coach in his first year. They're going against Miami Central, the 6A state champions, ranked number 6 in the country. Had 2 running backs go big time last year. Who you got in this game?
Man, Coach, I got to go with Miami Central. They had 2 running backs go big time last year, but they also got another couple running backs that's pretty good, too. I don't know where they get running backs from, but the state of Florida has put more running backs in the NFL than any other state. Wow. So I'm going to tell you like this. They seem to be breaded down south and everywhere else. And the Gators got a couple good running backs also, but I'm going with Miami Central.
I like that. Give it to me. Miami Central, BTW.
National champs, back-to-back.
Booker T. Washington?
Back-to-back national champs. Hands down.
Okay, give it to me.
I'll tell you what, Miami Central, they seem to have it together every year. I'm going with Miami Central.
Okay, then. All right, now, we're going to pick the national championship game, NCAA, okay? And then we're going to let you pick a Gator game. Coach can't pick in the Gator game because he's involved in it. He'll give us some keys. Coach is the same way, give us some keys. But before we pick that, we're going to pick the NCAA national championship game. Let me just say this. I watch a lot of sports talk shows. Last year, Auburn played against Florida State. Nobody picked Auburn in the preseason. Nobody. The year before, Notre Dame played in that championship game against Alabama. Nobody picked Notre Dame preseason. So, will one of you guys, I'm going to make a pick myself, pick someone who no one else is going to pick for maybe the upset, or will we go with what's popular? We're going to find out. National championship game. Now, look, people can go back and look at this, so remember what you say will be permanent record. Who's going to play in the national championship game and who wins?
Coach, I'm going to tell you like this. You can try to pick the team. Every once in a while, you have teams that show up like Notre Dame and Auburn that particular year. But I tell you one thing, I can guarantee you, an SEC team is going to be in a national championship because they always is in the national championship over the past couple years. And I tell you another thing, Auburn doesn't seem to do it every year, but it's this one team that wears crimson, and they seem to be there every year. Now, I'm going to respect the guy from Florida State who wears the quarterback, who plays the quarterback position. And I believe when you have a quarterback that comes back like him, he can get his team back to the big show. But Alabama, with the coach, just got some more money.
Get out of here.
And I believe he's going to coach a little harder, going to coach a little better. And he has players. I'm going to tell you just like this. 24-17, Alabama, roll tide, coach.
Alabama beat Florida State.
Alabama,
unless
roll
they got
tide,
Forrest
coach.
Gump back.
Hey, let me
They got some running backs for you.
No,
Derrick Henry.
Can 2 SEC teams be in the national championship game next year?
I
Is there a
think
chance?
There is possible because we got a playoffs next year.
That's true.
We have playoffs next year, so it's a possibility.
Who's your pick? National championship game. With the playoffs and everything, who's your pick?
It's a tough one.
Y'all gonna think I'm biased here?
Of course.
Last year after Auburn played LSU, I fell in love with that offense. I think Coach Malzahn has something special going with that. When they get that ball running real good, kind of like y'all play here. That fast pace, it seems to me to be a little bit quicker than other teams. And Coach Saban over there at the Crimson Tide,
he don't like that.
He seems to be a little upset about it.
Too slow.
Because of that, I think Auburn has the edge in the SEC. They got a lot of people coming back. I choose Auburn, and it's not because that's where I play.
Who they gonna play?
Who they gonna play against?
Who they gonna play?
It don't matter.
It don't. I think there's a good possibility it will be another SEC team.
Wow. Could be Auburn and Georgia.
It could be Auburn and Bama.
Could be Auburn and Bama. Wow. Who you got, Coach? That championship game.
Get off of the SEC bandwagon. Their run is done. They're not going to smell the national championship game. It's going to be Florida State.
Where you coming from, Gaddy?
And Oregon.
Florida State and Oregon.
Mariota is coming back. Hey, they got that thing humming.
Oregon has a kicker named Maldonado. You ever heard that name?
Yeah, I think there's one right here in the Pensacola area. I hear he's all right.
So you got a non-SEC national championship game.
Non-SEC
Florida
national
State,
championship.
Jameis Winston
I'm not
versus
sipping
Oregon.
that potion. I'm
I
off
got you.
it.
Who wins the game?
Florida State, hands down, baby,
Okay,
all
right.
day.
All right. Now, I'm going to give you my pick. I don't know who's right up here. I'm with Gaddy in that there is no SEC team in the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm with you that it'll be FSU, and I'm with you that it'll be FSU. But I think they're going to be playing against Oklahoma.
Boomers.
No one's talking about Oklahoma. I was at Oklahoma this summer. I watched them practice, hung out with Coach Stoops.
Drunk the water, that's what happened.
No, they will beat everybody on their regular season schedule. Hands down. The Big 12 is down a little bit. Mark my word. FSU versus Oklahoma, and I hate to say this, Oklahoma wins the game.
You guys, you better keep an eye. And that's a good pick, Coach, because Oklahoma did beat Alabama in the bowl game.
They beat Alabama in the bowl game. They got great running back. They got a defense that's unbelievable, and defense wins championships. Get out of here.
Unfinished business.
Yeah! won't stop. Where the brakes at, I give him that diddy bop. Like, take that, take.
All right, I want to know, what's your pick? And that's one reason we want to have you on the show. We could have had Emmett on the show. I talked to Emmett just 2 days ago. Could have had Trent on the show. But those guys, of course, went with the Gators. I want you to go with your heart. Be a guy that's non-biased. Just tell the truth. Who would you pick in this game? I know you was at both games the last 2 years, right?
I was at the game last year.
Okay, last year you was at the game. Who's going to win this game? Pace versus Escambia. The game's at Escambia, mind you, and it's senior night.
Uh-oh. I tell you what, Coach, first of all, I want to say this. When I coached at Pace, the program over here was kind of down some, and y'all done an outstanding job of getting it back to a higher level. And I think the rivalry that y'all have with Pace is probably the most fierce, not only in the area, in the Panhandle, but one of the most fierce rivalries in the state of Florida.
Wow. That's a lot.
I tell you this, the first year y'all played Pace, I called on you. I'll never forget the first meeting I had with you, Coach. You had a look of hunger in your eyes. You want to beat Pace bad. And I didn't tell nobody this, but I had y'all picked to win that game, even though it was played, I guess it was played here at home, right?
Here, yeah.
That's right. I wasn't able to make it. I had y'all picked to win that game. Although last year, it was played over there at Pace. And
home team won that one. And we said home this year.
That bitter defeat last year, or the first year when y'all beat Pace, Coach, my gut feeling was they would beat y'all the next year because they were just as hungry as y'all were. And I think the defense was a little bit more stingy last year. And they caused those 3 turnovers. That was the difference in the game. Now, Coach, here's my pick now.
Keep in mind, the Gators have a chip on their shoulder this year.
That's right. Well, here's the deal. Both of y'all got a big chip on your shoulders this year. And I'm in a very fortunate position because I'm allowed to be friends with both sides. And I'm going to tell you something. It's heated, brother. It is heated.
Yeah, that's right. The Gators went 7-3 last year. They had the best record and didn't win the district title. They should have won the district title.
Well, I'll tell you this. Last year, Coach Gaddy had him a big old O-line, too.
That's right.
Big old line. And did a great job with them, too. And I thought they battled hard in the game. But this coming up game, it's going to be cheek to cheek, jawbone to jawbone. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out.
That's right. The game's at Escambia. Who you got?
I'll tell you what, Coach. Home field advantage won the last few years.
That's right. That's right.
One thing Pace did last year, they had a lot of guys going both ways. I think that held them back a little bit. I think they'll have a little bit more depth this year. However, y'all got a smaller O-line this year than last year. But from what I hear from the spring game,
dominated.
They got after it against Lincoln, right?
That's right. That's right. Make your pick, baby. I already know you're gonna pick. I can hear it in your voice. Make your pick.
Let me say this first. I don't want no hard feelings anyway. Y'all, I got friends on both sides. I'm going with a Pace.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I think they got
at home.
At home.
Oh, he's got the shirt.
We invite this guy to the show.
Get out of here.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. The first annual Game Day, Escambia High School, baby. Gator Game Day. You heard it here first. Come check out the games. Emmitt Smith Field is going down. Pace versus Escambia. Is this guy right? Come find out.